I'm Debbie Steinberg. I'm a professor of marine science at the Virginia Institute of Marine Science. I am in charge of the VIMS component of the Palmer Antarctica Long-Term Ecological Research Project. The Palmer Research Station is located west of the Antarctic Peninsula on Anvers Island. We first have to sail from Punta Arenas, Chile, across the Drake Passage, which is a very rough patch of water sometimes. Our program, which began in 1990, includes both studies at Palmer Station and also an annual cruise in the austral summer where we sample the waters down the peninsula. The group from VIMS and my laboratory are interested in the long-term effects of climate warming on zooplankton communities and how does that in turn affect cycling of nutrients in the ocean. We sample zooplankton using a number of different kinds of gear and techniques. We have some large nets that we use to sample krill and some of the larger zooplankton. We sort the samples on board in our onboard laboratory. So we'll take the catch and we'll spill it out into buckets and we'll sort all the different animals. The most common zooplankton we find in our toes are the Antarctic Krill. These are shrimp-like animals that are very important to the food web in the Antarctic and in the Southern Ocean. Salps, which are gelatinous zooplankton, so they're kind of like jelly barrels. We also find pelagic snails. The pteropods we find most often are called Limacina, and they look like little black flying bats. We also find other jellies like ctenophores, which are cone jellies is their common name. In addition to our studies of zooplankton, we have many other components to our LTR. We look at everything from the bacteria to the microscopic plants, the phytoplankton, to the zooplankton, on up to penguins. The penguins are important to study because they've been called the canary in the coal mine of climate change in the peninsula. It's really the penguins where we started to notice that there are effects of climate warming on the ecosystem. The Adelie penguin colony near Palmer Station has decreased dramatically over time, and some of these penguins are being replaced by more subpolar species. It's important to study zooplankton and their changes in community structure and abundance through time because any changes that occur in the zooplankton community are going to affect predators. Some of the changes that we're seeing in the zooplankton community include a decrease in the abundance of krill in the northern part of our study area that's experiencing the most warming, and an expansion of the range of the gelatinous salps as the ice disappears. A shift from krill to salps has important implications for the predators that depend upon the krill for food. Krill are much more nutritious than salps. This area of the Antarctic is really a premier example of the more general global phenomenon of climate change. That's why this is a very interesting area to be studying the effects of climate change on the ecosystem.